Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'm going to start off with giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the head elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Also, want to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to you Akim, and few Yahawah who are sincerely in this truth, as well as believers of this word, not just believers, but doers as well. And again, to you, I'd like to say Shalom. All right, this is going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, man. And like always, of course, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. But getting straight into it, here we are. First and foremost, you see the title of this one. The Lord hath given us medicines of the earth. Okay, and as you can see here, we have another pestilence that is brought upon the planet Earth by Yahawashi, of course, but he's using it through the sword, Esau, Edom. Okay, let's not be ignorant of that. But here it is, we have another great pestilence, man, that is spreading across the land here in Babylon the Great. Okay, so it says a deadly superbug is spreading across U.S. as drug resistance grows, researchers warn. Okay, deadly fungal superbug silently spreading in hospitals, researchers warn. And this is heavy because I didn't really hear about this, because it says it's silently spreading. It's the crazy thing is I ain't really hear about this through until I heard it from another brother. Okay, through a prophet of Yahawashi, man. Okay, so it's just heavy that the fact that it says silently, because so much is happening, all right, and so much things are going on. They're not really speaking on this, okay, but it is spreading, all right. So as the prophets of Yahawashi, which call Yahawashi for his prophets, okay, we are to warn you, all right, and the prophets are warning you. So yeah, here it is. We got the spread of a superbug. But as for you brothers who dwell in the house of the Lord, the Lord tell you to use wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? Because what? Wisdom and knowledge and understanding should be what? The stability of thy times. Okay? As we know, we going into some horrific times, man. All right? A time when you're not going to have doctors and nurses, like that. You're not going to be able to be you're not going to have that easy access to certain medicines, which even now you shouldn't really be counting on Esau medicines like that, unless, it's the last option, really. It should be really the last option. But, the Lord has medicines, for us to, truly heal ourselves, man, through the spirit and power of him, okay? And the names is Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. All right, but let's get into it real quick. Matter of fact, we'll read a little bit into it. It says, as you can see, this is Fox13news.com. It says, reading into it, the title, it says, deadly superbug is spreading across U.S. as drug resistance grows, researchers warn. It says a deadly drug-resistant fungus already spreading rapidly through U.S. hospitals is becoming even more threatening worldwide, though there may be hope for new treatments, according to a new scientific review. And it's always fucking Esau science that's always bringing chaos, man. All right? It's always his damn science, man, which shows you why you should trust in this devil. Okay? But like I said, the comfort of it is that the Lord has given us medicines, and that's heavy. The beloved Elder Apostle Hodges went into a lesson on how you should be your own physician, okay? And I'm going to just back that up with scripture, all right? Matter of fact, we can start here in the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 29, and it says, and Yahawashi said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth. See, you have different herbs, different fruits, okay, different vegetables that grow throughout the four corners of the earth. You know, they grow throughout different land masses of the earth. All right, and those fruits, vegetables, and those tender herbs are, when they're in their perfection, you know, they're actually created to heal you and benefit you and, you know, give you nutrition, you know, nutrition, okay? They're actually here to benefit you. But we all know we live in Babylon the Great, okay? Well, us who dwell over here in the land of Babylon the Great, as well as everywhere else as well, okay? But mainly here in Babylon the Great, man, we really have to eat at the top of the trash can, man. All right? We really have to get the, basically, the best of the worst, okay? The best way we can. All right? A lot of times we have to order, you know, our herbs. You know, a lot of times, you know, brothers have to do a lot of research, you know, to put two and two together, you know, to make something out of it, all right, to make a medicine out of it, okay? But that goes into the spirit of being your own position. So like a physician, okay? That goes into your own, that goes into the spirit of being your own physician, man, okay? Because once again, we're coming into those times where we're not going to have easy access to certain medicines. Oh, it's heavy because they even had an article going out on how it was a shortage of antibiotics, okay, and different medicines, man. So yeah, even be on the lookout for more articles like that. All right, but the Lord, here it is again. He has given us medicines of the earth, okay, to heal us. All right, and that's what we do over here anyway, especially in Great Millstone. We seek the Lord first, okay? And then we go into the herbs, you know what I mean? Different brothers got the gifts, you know, who are way more disciplined on it. All right, to go into the herbs, you know, and, you know, to show you what this do and, you know, how it do it and everything, you know? And then if that don't help, then you don't, you know, sometimes you have to be not over righteous. Because here it is, we're not in our kingdom at the end of the day, too. You got to consider that. We're not in our kingdom. But that should not be no excuse not to seek the Lord first, man. All right? But let's continue. This is, continuing on. It says that every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielded seed, to you it shall be meat. Salakia. Yeah, it says to you it shall be meat. All right, so here it is. You know, the Lord, again, he's giving us these different herbs upon the planet Earth for us to consume. Okay, these different vegetables and fruits for us to consume, man. Okay, so yeah, moving on. Let's get Sirach 38 and verse 1. It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him, for the uses which ye have of him, for the Lord hath created him. Yeah, the physician. We supposed to honor the physician, and brothers got different physicians within their camps, man, within their churches, man. You know, just even like I know I done visited certain brothers' camps. You know, I noticed every brother got a physician, man. All right. And this is the spirit, you know. You know, we got a blood brother here. He's the physician of the camp, you know, and we honor him. You know what I mean? Brothers seek him. You know, give him praise through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. You know, we thank Yahawashi for the brother. You know, we got an extra couple brothers here in this camp, you know, that kind of got that lot of a physician. You know, we got one brother. He pretty good on the health tips. You know, as far as like the food and stuff, you know, he can kind of tell you a little knowledge on the benefits of different foods, you know. And then we got another brother that's better. He's way more better with the medicines, making the medicines, you know. So yeah, man, hey, we supposed to honor those physicians, man. You know, call out Yahawashi for those physicians. It says, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. That's it. It says, the skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. And that's heavy, man. Because even in Esau kingdom, Bro, fucking you got rappers and entertainers that make way more money than the doctors here, man. All right, which we know those doctors are full of it, but this just shows you, bro, everything is backwards in this kingdom, man. Okay, doctors don't really get that much admiration like that. Only when it when trouble hits, really. you know, you look at the generation today. The young generations today, they don't want to be no damn doctors and dentists, shit like that. They don't want to be that. They want to be streamers and rappers and shit like that and gamers, man. All right, just show you how the ways of Esau are totally backwards. Okay, from Yahawashi. All right, but continuing on, verse 4, it says, the Lord have created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise would not abhor them. So yeah, if you wise, if you got wisdom, remember we mentioned that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be the stability of thy times. So if you got wisdom, you won't abhor these medicines that the Lord has created within the earth. Okay, coming out of the earth for you, man. Okay, it says, was not the water made sweet with wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? Yeah, and show you, hey man, the water don't even taste the same as it should, as it did in the ancient times, right? Just show you how far we done fell from grace, man. Well, actually shows you that we're living in hell. Okay, everything is different. Even the herbs, like I said, they really don't got they full, basically they don't reach up to that full potential of healing you, okay? Because Esau, he been fucking with shit, man. All right, but here it is, brothers can put two and two together and make a damn good medicine out of it. All right, and plus another thing is too, Jake don't really read and research. Okay, I know me myself, that's something I can really do better on. Going more to the herbs. It says, and he have given men skill that he might be honored in his marvelous work. Yeah, he's given men, the physician. He's given physicians the skill, to put two and two together. And brothers, you can pray as well too for that skill. Hey, first and foremost, speaking to myself, because I want to get better with the herbs and stuff. I really want to have that knowledge of the herbs, putting two and two together and making something great out of it. Okay, I got a little knowledge, but I ain't nowhere near on other brothers in the elders level, man. The elder Canuck, he from San Fran, I ain't nowhere near on the elder level, man. But those are things to pray for, man, that those skills. Okay, but continuing on, it says, with such doeth he heal men and take away their pains. Of such do the apothecary make a confection of his works. There is no end, and from him is peace all over the earth. So like over all the earth. Yep. So it says, my son, in thy sickness, be not negligent to, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. Hey, shit, man, it's a locking. I'm a little stuffy now. You know what I mean? I'm a little stuffy now. So, sometimes I, make a little plain tea. Put the ginger, lemon, and the honey. You know what I mean? Mix it all up, heat it up or whatever. And shit, I'll drink it, and it sometimes get me back right. But, Salaki, I'm a little stuffy as we doing this lesson. Salaki, so forgive me if I'm reading kind of a little stumbly this morning. But, hey, Lord willing, it's edifying, of course. Okay, but I'm going to read this again. It says, my son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. So, yeah, pray unto Yahawashi. Okay, that's the thing. You pray to the Lord first. Okay, but another thing, if I may add, another thing that's going to benefit you too is bodily exercising. All right, so the scriptures say that, and we'll end it off with that. This is First Timothy chapter 4 and verse 8. It says, for bodily exercises profit little, but godliness is profitable unto all, having promise of the life that now is, and of that what is to come. So bodily exercise, it profit a little, okay? It profit a little. We all know that. But it says, but godliness is profitable unto all things. Yeah, having prayer in the right name as well, okay? And the correct doctrine, okay? But like I said, bodily exercise is profit little. Though it profit little, it does profit, okay? And I looked up a couple things in ChatGPT. It says, how does exercising benefit the immune system? Okay, and it says exercises supports your immune system in several well-studied and practical ways. The key is regular, moderate activity, not extreme overtraining. It says improves immune cell circulation. It says when you exercise, your heart and blood flow increase. This helps immune cells move through your body more efficiently, including white blood cells, natural killer cells, antibodies. It says these cells can detect and respond to pathogens faster, improving immune surveillance. It says reducing chronic inflammation. It says regular exercise lowers long-term, low-grade inflammation, which otherwise weakens immune function. It does this by reducing inflammatory. I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try, but you see it. It says increasing anti-inflammatory signaling. It says improving insulin sensitivity and metabolic health. Oh yeah, that goes into your bones. It says less chronic inflammation, a more responsive immune system. It says strengthens the body's defense response. It says moderate exercise enhances the immune system's ability to respond when needed. It says improves antibody response to vaccines, increases activity of immune cells that destroy infected or abnormal cells. It says enhances communication between immune cells. And we know, of course, it supports gut health and respiratory health. Okay, it says exercise help maintain a healthy gut, a microbiome, which plays a major role in immunity. It says it also improves lung capacity and respiratory muscle strength, helps clear bacteria from airways. So it goes into a lot, man. You know, you got improves sleep and stress regulations, lowers risk and severity of infections. It says important caveat more. Yeah, important caveat more is not always better. So, okay. Yeah. Intense training and shit. So, yeah, man, like I said, hey, Salaki for Jake kind of thrown off a little bit with his reading this morning, but, you know, of course, Lord willing, it's edifying. But, yeah, man, you know, you want to look it up yourself. I looked up, once again, in ChatGPT, how does exercising benefit the immunity system? Okay, the immune system, basically, all right, in the body, and it looks like it well benefits. So again, hey, bodily exercise it profit little, hey, but it does profit, man. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it with that, man. You know, hey, just you know, the Lord has given us medicines of the earth. So yeah, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say shalom.